Hey y'all. Hey everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am super excited tonight. This is going to be an amazing conversation. It is such an important topic, and I cannot wait to have this conversation with you. If you are watching the replay, please type replay in the comments below so that I know that you watched it. I'll get a little notification and I can say thank you to you for watching this. If you are watching live, I'm super excited that you are here. This is going to be a really good one. It's a really important one. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tiffany Hunt. I have been educating and sharing about essential oils. That is my job. I love it. I am passionate about it. And 7 years ago, went on a mission to find some answers for my family's health and wellness. And I read every book that I could. I visited every doctor that I could. I researched and researched, and I found essential oils, and they made a huge difference in my family's health and wellness. And so that became my passion. It also became my job, and here we are. Okay, but why am I teaching on essential oils and safety? I normally save this for my private Facebook groups. I normally save this for when I'm having one-on-ones with people who have trusted me to help them in their essential oil journey. And I had a really interesting conversation with a gentleman about a month ago, and he was telling me all about how he knew somebody that was really harmed with essential oils, and he tells everybody that he can never to use them, never to be a part of them because they are harmful and they hurt people, they are toxic. And so we had a really interesting conversation about that. And I just decided that yeah, I needed to teach on this topic, and I needed to teach it in this public group so everybody has access, because I know that there are people out there right now using oils, thinking about using oils, or have been using them for a while but haven't necessarily gotten the education that they need to be able to use them safely and effectively for themselves and for their family. And that is why I'm putting this out here, because I want everybody who's even considering essential oils to be safe. Okay, so this is a super important conversation, and I'm really excited to have it. And let's go ahead and get started. If you are joining us on the replay, like I said, please type replay down in the comments, and let's get into this. Okay, so the one thing that stood out to me in my conversation about this topic was essential oils are toxic. They are toxic to your system. You should never use them. They are dangerous and they are harmful. Okay, so are essential oils toxic? Can they be toxic to your body? Absolutely. Absolutely they can. Can they be harmful to you? Of course. Of course they can. Yes, I am saying this really and truly because y'all, I want to talk to you about something though. Every single thing that you put on your skin, you ingest into your body, can be toxic. It all depends on the amount that you use, right? And your personal individual makeup. So water, let's just go to water. It is life-saving, it is life-giving. But if you drink too much water, it can actually cause death. It can cause coma, seizures, lots of problems just from drinking water. We know about some of the things that are obviously labeled toxic to us, right? We would never go and drink bleach because we know that's poisonous, that is harmful to our bodies. So we don't do it. But everything out there that you can ingest can cause harm to you. I think that's where that saying comes from of everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. Little bits of this, little bits of that. But the whole point is we have to be educated. We have to know what we're doing. Can we be in charge of our own health and wellness? Absolutely. I see people be empowered every single day to be in charge of their health and wellness. And I have seen essential oils do amazing things for people and support them amazingly. They're wonderful tools to have in your toolbox. But if we don't have the knowledge of how to use them safely, yes, they can be harmful. So let's talk about that. Okay. The first thing I'd like to talk about, and I have talked about this before, but it's general and it's kind of common knowledge, so let's get it out of the way. Let's talk about the quality of the oils that you are using. Essential oils are everywhere. They are literally everywhere. I saw them down at my arts and crafts store the other day, and they had little bottles. All of them were the same price, and you could purchase essential oils right there. They're at the drugstores, they're at the super centers, they are everywhere. But let me tell you this, most of the essential oils out there are adulterated with something else, or they are contaminated. Okay, so that means that you are not getting pure essential oils. And there's no governing body that says what you can put on the labels of your essential oils and on your signs. And so almost all of the oils that are out there are going to say pure essential oils. Okay, everybody can put that on their label. And so being really careful about that and looking at your labels and knowing that almost all essential oils out there are adulterated or contaminated in some way is something that is really necessary for you to know. If your bottle of oil that you have in your home right now says do not use topically or for aromatic use only, then it's probably adulterated with something else that you don't necessarily want to have in your system, inside your body, on your skin, things like that. We've talked about that before, but I really wanted to get that part out of the way because let's talk about some of the other issues that can come up with this. All right, so there's 3 ways you can use essential oils. So we're going to talk about aromatic use and the problems that can come up with that. Okay, if we are not safe. So with aromatic use, you are essentially breathing in your oils. All right, so lots of people will use little diffusers where they will add water and their oils into the diffuser and it will disperse into the air for a certain amount of time. That is one way you can use your oils aromatically. Now, it's an amazing way to use your oils. Everybody knows about aromatherapy. It's coming in through your limbic system, right through your olfactory system into your limbic system where your memories and your emotions are housed and stored. It's a very powerful way to use your oils. However, okay, yes, there can be issues with this. So when we talk about essential oils, less is more. Essential oils are extremely potent. They are concentrated into a little bottle, and 1 drop is essentially all you need. Really and truly, you start small, okay? It's getting everywhere. So one thing about your diffusers, you never want to use a diffuser that is heating up your essential oils or burning the oils. That alters the chemical structure, and that can cause problems with your system when you do that. So you never want to use diffusers that are like that. Now, some of the things that can happen from excessive diffusion, and what I mean by that is if you are new to oils and you love the smell and you're putting 10 drops into your diffuser and you're in a small little room, that's probably a little bit excessive. It really depends on the area of the room that you are in, and it depends on your own individuality. Okay, so normally, typically what is said is 1 to 5 drops is a good amount of oils to use in your diffuser. This depends on the size of your diffuser. It depends on the size of the room. It depends on what you are using it for. So if you ever diffuse your oils and you get a headache, or you feel lightheaded, or you're nauseous, or you're confused, that probably means that you're using too many drops of oil in your diffuser. And that's something to know. And when I first started using oils, I did not know this, and I loved the scent of my oils. I was a candle girl through and through, and I wanted to use them all the time. So I would put as much as I could in there and diffuse it. And one day I used a blend and I got a really bad headache. So I looked at how much I was using. Many times if this happens, you can decrease the amount of drops that you put in and see if that makes a difference for you. Most of the time, that is going to help with that issue with diffusion. Okay, so most of the time it's an issue of how many drops you are using, how much you are using. Now, if you continue to use it, if you're using the smallest amount that you can and you still get a headache, my suggestion is stop using that oil, right? Just be smart about it. Stop using that one. Try a different oil that can be used for the same benefit that you are looking for. So for example, if you are using lavender for its calming support, restfulness, to kind of help yourself in the evening to get ready for sleeping, and you find that that one you have issues with and you've tried it several times and it still gives you issues, change to a different oil that is known to have the same effects for you. That's the wonderful thing about oils, is there are several different oils that can create the same support for your body. You just need to find the one that works for you. Okay, let's talk about topical use. Okay, so with topical use, that is when you are putting your oils on your skin. You need to make sure that you have an oil that is okay to use topically, right? It's as simple as that, number one. Now, once again, lower doses are better. You don't want to take and sprinkle your oils all over your body when you are first starting. That is not a good thing. And that is something that a lot of people do. They think, oh, well, if 1 drop is good, I'm going to use 8 drops and it's going to be amazing. When really the reality is, if you will use smaller doses a few times throughout the day rather than a really huge amount at one time, that is more beneficial for you. You also want to make sure that you are diluting your oils. And that just means that you are going to take a natural oil, such as almond oil, avocado oil, olive oil, fractionated coconut oil. That's the one that we use the most. It's just the easiest for us and it doesn't seem to stain our clothes, so we like fractionated coconut oil. And you use that with your essential oil. It slows the absorption rate, it gets it over a larger part of your skin, and it dilutes the oil so you have less of a chance of having a sensitivity to any oil that is out there. There are also really hot oils, warm oils, that can cause sensitivity that you always want to dilute. They are amazing and they can be used very safely, but you need to dilute them. I had a friend, when she began using oils, she took a cinnamon oil and applied it all over her chest and her arm area without diluting. And she definitely had a sensitivity reaction to that because cinnamon is a warm oil. We always want to dilute it when we put it on our skin. And it didn't, you know, she was fine. She used her carrier oil, her fractionated coconut oil, and she put it on top and she was able to stop the sensitivity. But you know, just the knowledge of having that beforehand can keep you from having that experience. So that is a good thing to talk about. If you ever do have a sensitivity like that, you can get your oil and put it on top. If you ever get your oils into your eyes, so a safety tip, always wash your hands after you use your oils topically so that that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, you want to use your carrier oil around your eye area and it will draw the oils out from your eyes. If you don't have a carrier oil, you can use milk in your eye, believe it or not skim milk, full fat milk, because those fats are what is needed to draw that oil out of the eye. Okay, also some areas to avoid, other areas to avoid on your body. You don't want to put them inside of your ears, your nose, obviously your eyes. You don't want to put them in your genital area. Let's just keep them out of those places, y'all. Okay, out of those places. Hey guys. All right, Let's talk about photosensitivity. All right, there are some oils that can cause you to be photosensitive. So mostly citrus oils, but there are a few others. So these oils will say that they are photosensitive, and what that means is that if you use them topically on your skin, you don't want to go out in the sun because it's going to create an environment where your skin is going to sunburn more easily. Okay, so you know how some people will put lemon in their hair to create highlights? It's like that. So lemon is definitely a photosensitive oil. It's going to cause that to happen if you were to put it on your skin and then go out in the sun. So that is another safety measure that you want to be aware of when you are using your oils topically. Okay, let's talk about the third way you can use your oils. So really pure therapeutic grade oils, and there aren't very many of them out there, but if they are truly pure, they will have a supplement facts on the side of them. A supplement facts is what you have right on the side of your cans and on the side of your food to tell you about dosage and all of that fun stuff. So if your oils have this, they are safe to take internally. That's a really good way to know if you have safe oils to take internally. Okay, now this is an extremely controversial topic, the use of essential oils internally. And there has been a lot lately about that. Lots of debate, lots and lots of arguing going on in the essential oil world about using oils internally. Now, there is a plethora of research out there, y'all, about the benefits of using oils internally. In fact, you're probably already using oils internally and you don't even realize it. So every time you use fresh herbs in your cooking, you're using essential oils. Every time you drink herbal tea, if you're using cinnamon on your oatmeal or on anything else when you cook, you're using essential oils. If you get those chocolate bars that are mint flavored or orange flavored, there's essential oils in those chocolate bars. So we are getting them already, we just don't realize that we're getting them. And in fact, the FDA even has essential oils on their safe list. So the FDA has said that essential oils are safe in appropriate dosages. Okay, and that is the key. You've got to be careful about what you do. We have to respect our oils. Many people use them medicinally. Many people use them to just support themselves from the inside out, and you have to be respectful. They are powerful and they're efficacious, but they're not just something to play around with. You have to educate yourself, and that's what this is all about, right? So when you are using essential oils internally, you can use them in cooking. You can put them in your beverages to dilute them and take them internally that way. Tonight, I've got, did everybody get a beverage before you joined us? I've got my little sweet daughter's cup that she made of Harry Potter, and I made myself some chamomile tea tonight with a little toothpick swirl of lavender in there. So if a drop of oil feels like it's too much for you, you can do what I call as a toothpick drop, and you can put your toothpick right in your essential oil and just swirl it around in your drink, and that creates just less of the oil in your drink, and you're still getting the benefits. So I chose lavender and chamomile just to kind of, for its calming effects this evening while I was talking to you. So of course, just like with everything else, you want to start with the lowest dose possible. So if it's a toothpick swirl, that's amazing. If you want to take your oils in a veggie cap and you do 1 drop in a veggie cap with a little bit of your natural oil in there to take, that's amazing. Now, I'm going to share a story with you because when I first started using oils, I kind of was just willy-nilly about what I did. I had not educated myself yet, and I took ginger oil because I had an upset tummy. So I decided, oh, ginger oil, it's amazing for my stomach, right? And I took it in a veggie cap because I knew it was a warm oil. I did know that, but 3 drops came out of my bottle. into my veggie cap. And I thought, oh, I don't want to waste this oil. So what did I do? I popped that top right on there, and I took all of those drops of essential oil at one time. I did not dilute them. And let me tell you, it was not pretty, y'all. I was up all night burning. I did take some of my dilution oil, my carrier oil internally, which helped me. I do believe that's what got me through. But I learned a lesson with that, and it's important to share that. You never want to do that, okay? You never want to do that. Hi, Dee. All right. So lowest dosages. Dilute with your oil if you can in your little capsules. Dilute in a beverage. You can put it in water. It's very cleansing to your system, very supportive for your immune system, your health, just all of your organs in there. Now, one thing I want you to know, we've talked about this before, if you use oils in water or in a beverage, you always want to use glass, stainless steel, or ceramic for your essential oils. We don't want to put them in plastic ever for sure. We don't want the petrochemicals that are in the plastics leaching out. You don't want those in your body. So we just be really careful, and that's what we do with our oils when we are using them internally. Okay, so let's talk about this now. Allergies and sensitivities to essential oils. There is a big debate about whether you can be allergic to essential oils. Some people say no, because an allergic reaction is an immune reaction to protein molecules. Well, essential oils don't have protein molecules, so most people will say, no, you cannot have an allergic reaction. Some people say, oh, absolutely, you can have an allergic reaction. It has to do with the haptens. It's all chemistry, y'all. And you know, I like to keep things simple. And here's the deal. The allergic reactions and the sensitivity reactions that are listed are pretty much the same thing. So that's what I'm concerned about. So if you use an essential oil, hey Monica, good to see you here. If you use an essential oil and you get itchiness, if you get hives or rashes, if you have digestive upset or difficulty breathing, those are both the same reactions that you would get whether it's an allergy or a sensitivity. Okay, so what do you do if this happens? And we have had this happen in our family with a blend. It caused some hives, and so we took the actions that were suggested to us, and we still can use that oil today. But if you do this and it still does not work for you, just like we said before, don't use that oil anymore, right? Don't use it. Change to something else that gives you the same benefits, that's going to work for your body, for your bio-individuality. And that is my suggestion for that. So, okay, most of the time, if you have a sensitivity, it's dependent on the dose that you use. Most of the time, it's because the individual used too much. And that's why we say smaller doses are better than larger doses. Always start small. People think that they're not getting the same benefits from one drop. You absolutely are. Absolutely, because it is so concentrated that it is a powerhouse. One drop of essential oil is a powerhouse, okay? Dilute and use less, all right? Just like we said, so diluted, if you haven't diluted it, you can use it in a different way. So for us, we tried to use this oil topically. My son and I both developed hives when we used this oil. We are very sensitive, and we are very much the same, so it did not surprise me that both of us broke out into hives at the same time from using this oil. So I have used it aromatically in a diffuser and had no effect whatsoever. And most of the time when you have a sensitivity, that is true. You can do that. If it gives you a sensitivity topically, you can use it aromatically and it might not, or you could use it a different way. Now, if you would just prefer not to use that oil, that is great. Always listen to what you are feeling inside of you. If you just think that oil is not the oil for me, guess what? There are 5 other oils that you could try to give you that same benefit, just like we said. So it's not about giving up oils altogether. It could be that your body just isn't for that one. And that's true with everything, right? So I cannot eat a banana. I have a horrible intolerance to bananas. I don't know whether it's an allergy or an intolerance. All I know is I feel really sick when I eat them. So guess what? I don't eat bananas. I eat something else that agrees with my body. And that's what we need to do with our essential oils as well. Just be careful, be prudent, be knowledgeable, be empowered to take control of that. And they can be an amazing resource, an amazing tool to have in your toolbox. All right, a couple of other things. Let's talk about storing your oils, because there is a myth out there somewhere. There's people saying that essential oils never expire, and that is not true. Okay, essential oils can absolutely expire. They can be oxidized, which changes them chemically. And if your oil is so old that it is oxidized or that it is expired, it has more of a chance of creating a sensitivity within you. So it's really good to know that. So check your oils, see if it has an expiration date. All of my oils have expiration dates on them. I don't know if you can see this, but see right here at the bottom, it has an expiration date. It is in 2022, so I know that after July of 2022, I don't want to use this oil anymore. Okay, so until that time, if I store them in a cool, dry, darkened area, that's not out in the sunlight, it's not, in a heated area on a windowsill where the sun's coming in all the time. You want to store them in a nice cool place, and your oils are going to stay really nice and effective for you until they reach that date when you do that, because we don't want a greater risk of a reaction. Okay. All right, y'all. So I've talked for a long time. Did you bring any questions for me? Let's talk about that. Do you have any questions about safely using your oils? And while I'm waiting, if you are watching the replay, please post any questions that you have in the comments. I will get back to you. I want to help you use your oil safely. All right, let's check this out. Luann. Yes, I love that. So Luann said that her sister has the same sensitivity to bananas, like me, but that she doesn't. And that is a really great example of how we're all so different, and we can all use our oils differently. So what will not be beneficial to one person is going to be extremely beneficial to another person. It's just kind of finding the oils that are the best for you. What else? What else do y'all have questions about? Okay, nothing right now? All right, so let's kind of just summarize what we talked about. So can essential oils be toxic? Absolutely, they absolutely can. We want to educate ourselves. We want to empower ourselves to know how to use them, to be safe with them, just like you would with anything else that you're going to put in your body, that you're going to put on your body. You want to know what's in it. You want to know what could possibly happen. If you use anything in really high doses, that's going to be toxic for your body. We talked about water, right? How water can even be toxic at high doses. So then we talked about all the ways that you can use essential oils, but that it's really important to use very pure therapeutic grade oils. There are not very many of them out there. If you are watching this and you want to know more about that, please in the comments below, just say please. I will get in touch with you. I can help you with that and learning more about that. Really and truly what I wanted to do with this conversation is just get the information out there to everybody, because there are people using lots and lots of different kinds of oils. There are people using therapeutic grade oils that don't know some of these things. So when you do decide that you want to use oils, if you are not already, please make sure you have that support. Make sure you're getting that education so that you know how to use them safely with your family. Because if you do and you just empower yourself with that knowledge, they can be an amazing support to you and your family. I've seen them help so many families with their health and wellness. And so I don't want you to be afraid of them, but there's been so much conversation out there that I felt like it was really important to have this class. If you enjoyed this class, if you thought it had good information, I would love it if you would share it. I want it to reach more people so that they will know how to safely use oils. So if you found this to be beneficial and you share it, we are going to have a drawing at the end of the month for everybody who shares this video with their friends and family, their loved ones, or just share it on your newsfeed and get it out there. We're going to have a drawing for a $20 gift card. So for everybody who shares, I'm going to put you in that drawing. And let me know if you have any other questions. I am always here for questions that you have if you don't feel comfortable putting them in there live. But if you have found this to be valuable, will you please give me your favorite emoji in the comments below? I want to know if you found it valuable. Also, if there are any other topics you would like to have a conversation about, please type those in the comments below. I would love to know what you want to learn about, what is beneficial to you, what you're thinking about. Anything else you want to say is fantastic. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know your lives are abundant, so I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your week, y'all.